So, welcome to the first of our modules that's really going to allow us to take what we're already thinking about in terms of gender and sexuality and women's studies and women's issues in general and applying them to what we can learn about the world around us, right? For this week, we're going to be really focusing on marriage, both as an institution and as an interpersonal set of relationships. And we're going to be focusing then on like families. And you'll notice that there are some common themes throughout both of these modules. First off, the theme of like function. What is the function of marriage? What is the function of family? The theme of definition. How do we define these things? Themes of belonging. Who actually gets these things and benefits from these things historically and now. And then also you'll notice that childhood comes up again and again. And so I really want you to be thinking about like what you've read so far on gender and the social construction of it, on sexuality and the social constructions of that, and how we construct the world around us with the language that we use, right? So I want you to really be thinking about those things as you're going through the readings for this module and the readings for the next module. Now in this one, it's a lot different from the what is gender, what is sexuality modules in that you're not going to be given a lot of like, here's a bunch of things to read, choose one. That was really kind of to get you introduced to the field. There will be more like that throughout this course, but this particular module is a lot more guided. So what I really want you to do is when I say read this, I mean read it. Um, and when I say take a look at this or check this out, that means you can probably skim through it and get the main points and the main ideas because there are a lot of things to look at and a lot of things to read in this module. I don't want to overwhelm you, but there are some things I really want you to get out of this. So if I say to read something, I do ask that you read it so that you can apply it in your discussion posts. So when we're talking about marriage, the first thing I'm going to do is kind of introduce you to marriage over time. And I really want you to be thinking again in terms of gender and sexuality and the constructions we have surrounding those. What does it mean that we've viewed gender this way historically, that we viewed marriage this way historically, that we view it this way now? I'm going to talk a little bit about how it functions in pop culture, how the narratives that we craft about marriage function in pop culture. The lecture I have for that actually came from a class I taught over the summer on gender, race, and class in romantic comedies, but I think it still really applies to this module, so I kept it in there. And so you can kind of ignore my rom-com stuff in there, but you can just replace that in your mind with the word pop culture because it's basically the same thing. And then I do bring childhood into this, and you'll see why once you get to the last few pages of this module. But I really want you to be thinking about like how we also construct things like girlhood and boyhood and childhood. We'll get more into a lot of these things, like we will get into issues of domestic violence, and we'll get into issues of how we construct boyhood and girlhood in later modules. But this module is really designed to kind of get you thinking about marriage and how it functions in general. So don't expect to get everything you might need out of this, but I want you to be kind of keeping what you're learning in this module in mind when we get to our later modules on like healthcare and family and stuff like that. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. That's what I'm here for. And I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy!